Afsakið.
Afsakið.
Nei takk.
Nei takk.
Bless.
Bless. Really? Dude, bye in Iceland is bless. That is insane. Hold on. Where the hell's my thingy at? You guys are about to see all the people I'm trying to learn this for. That's like the easiest bye ever. It's actually better than bye.
Bless.
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 Afsakið.
Oh, I forgot what that meant.
Afsakið.
Bless. Bless.
Nei takk.
Nei takk. Bless. Bless.
Afsakið.
Afsakið.
Bless.
Ah, shit. Whoa, how am I supposed to type that? Crap, I can't remember.
Hvað segirðu?
Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu?
Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu?
What say you? How are you?
Já takk. Já takk. Hvað segirðu?
Hvað segirðu?
I need to get that keyboard because I'm never going to remember this.
Afsakið. Já takk. Já takk. Afsakið.
Dude, this typing one's going to be difficult. weekend in Iceland 14 years ago. Literally, a video game is making me do this. But I went on this and it doesn't say. I don't want to learn any of these. Where's Icelandic? Or am I missing it? Everything else is here. Klingon. Oh my god. Hi, Valerian. Are you serious?
a diploma for the American Pacific Exposition and Oriental Fair for Portland, Oregon in 1905. So 1904, they have the St. Louis World's Fair. 1 year after, we get this one in Oregon. This diploma is very interesting. As we go down to the bottom, we have a photo, and we can clearly see in the background 2 airships, both looking different. They normally don't show this form of transportation in these photos. They normally blank out the sky. But as we look up all of these countries, we see the big ones, and then we see Caucasia. Have any of us heard of a country in the 1900s named Caucasia? I personally have never heard of Caucasia, which is similar to Tartaria. All of these countries that we were never told about. But this one wasn't hundreds of years ago. This was 1905. So they are now, in my opinion, lying and telling us that Caucasia, or Caucasus, is a region that has a bunch of countries in it, including Russia, which we all know have connections to Tartaria. But let's take a look at this list again from 1905. They are already listing Russia on this map with Turkey, France, Holland, Germany, Switzerland, Italy. All of these are countries. They are not regions. I'll say it again. These are countries. Why would they then throw a region in there randomly? That doesn't make any sense. I think we are finding, in my opinion, that there is more land that we aren't being told about that was here in the 1900s. And I think Caucasia is being hidden from us right now. Welcome to episode 48 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new...
Nej tack.
Vad säger du? Vad säger du?
Vad säger
I
du?
want to thank all of our sponsors
Mjögott.
over on Patreon. Thank you to flatearthdave.com.
Mjögott.
Check out his app. I'll put the link in the description.
Mjögott.
And you can use my referral code.
Mjögott.
The app is awesome. It shows a lot of videos that are really hard to find. They've got them all in great playlists. He also has my lunch break on the homeschool section of the app, which is really cool. Thank you for that. Thank you to Rebecca Kay, Don Gaston, Jason Brunson,
Mjögott.
Christopher Arietta, The Lady Lacey Show, Edwin Johnson, Al Chen, Chuck Templeton, David and Sherry Ferguson, Joy Lee, PNR, Dale, DJ Clicktrack.
Hey, Jay, you dress like a metalhead. You look like a member of Van Halen. Yeah, the van. You look like a fucking van, dude. You dumbass. I don't have much, because this is gay. Ari used to host the show This Is Not Happening, a show named after his comedy career. Ari is edgy and shocking, which is a really cool thing for a 50-year-old guy to be. Isn't it cool? Ari's yoga videos suck and are gay. Ari, it's sad to see you failing like this. Ari is having a tough time selling
Mjögott.
which is sad. I got pulled over by cops leaving Billy's, and they thought I was undercover.
Oh, yeah. The cops did?
The cops
Mjögott.
thought I was an undercover cop, so they were like, pull over
Mjögott.
in the chat. I looked like a cop that much. They pulled me over, and I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
You were
They
probably
came
dressed
up-
like a kid who went to high school to buy drugs.
Yeah, for real. They pulled me over, and the guy goes, 369? And I was like, damn thing's fine. I thought he was, I swear to God, I thought he said a yin yang twin lyric. He goes, 369? Damn thing's fine? And they were like, no, we thought you were an undercover.
Damn thing's fine.
Damn thing's fine.
Right, now then, my friends, most of you out there will know that I own an electric car, a Porsche Taycan. I've banged on about it for months and months, and you're probably fed up of hearing about it, but not as fed up as I am of owning it. So I've been away, I've just come back from Australia, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet, I'm going to put a little bit of money down, and I'm going to swap it for a used 911. So I got some prices on my car off of the same people that I got the prices from last month, which were Car Wow, We Buy Any Car, car, and a couple of others as well. Motorway, I think one of them was. Anyway, I went through the prices with them, and I thought I needed to get an updated version of what the prices are. So I got them, I got prices, and I also rang the dealership that had got a 911 in that took my fancy, and I gave them a ring as well. And what they told me, I was rather shocked with. In fact, extremely shocked with, and I'll tell you more about that later. What I need you to do is share this video for me. Share it on your social media, share it on your Facebook. Also hit the subscribe button. Let's push this video out so people don't make the same mistake that I do, because the agenda nowadays with the powers that be are trying to get everybody into electric cars, and these things I found out are basically a disposable vehicle like your mobile phone or anything else that has batteries in it, and I found that out with really bad consequences. So if you're new to the channel, do hit the subscribe button, share it on social media, and give it a thumbs up. It pushes it out to YouTube, and let's educate other people so they don't make the same mistake as I do. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Do you know what? I have had enough of this blooming electric car. It's a nightmare. I just want red, and I want a 911. So I looked online, and I saw a nice 911 at a dealership, at a Porsche dealership, and I thought, right, okay, I know my car. I'm about 20-odd thousand pound in negative equity. Now, I've managed to save a little bit, not 20-odd thousand pounds. And I thought, what I'll do is I'll just bite the bullet, and I'll go in, swap it for this car, and I'll have to pay slightly more a month for that, and try and do some kind of deal with it. So I got some prices off of We Buy Any Car, got some prices off of Motorway, prices off of Car Wow, and then another one which I said, which I'm going to pull over and go through the prices with you. But also, I rang the dealership who had the 911 in. Beautiful 911, used, a used car, and I thought, fair enough, that's good, really nice, good nick. But I rang the dealership, and what he told me was, I mean, I was shocked, really. Well, I shouldn't really be shocked with electric cars, really, should I? The experience I've had so far, it just proves the point that electric cars are being sold, these electric cars. The government's trying to shove them down our throats. Motor manufacturers are trying to shove them down our throats because the government's telling them that they can't sell any cars after 2035 that aren't electric cars. So they're having to do that, and they're having to sell these cars that are not really fit for purpose because they literally are disposable cars. And people are going to end up in massive negative equity, and they're not going to be able to get rid of the cars.
And again, your audience is probably...
The more we dig, the more...
If nobody's ever heard this video yet, listen. Hey, Jay.
This book.
Fallen angels buried all over Earth. Mysterious desert location. Let's go hunt some down. Plus Azazel's location. Mysterious Earth cauldrons. What are meteors/craters really? Fountains of the deep, Moldavite, powered objects, and more. Let's begin. Who is Azazel, and what did he do? Let's start off by reading this passage from the book of Enoch.
The Lord said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert which is in Judea, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face that it may not see light. Judea, as you can see, means cauldron of God. So let's go find it.
The name Azazel means the goat who departs, and the Azazel goat cliff ritual replays this fallen angel scenario, and it also ties into the phrase the goat, Baphomet, and even Uncle Baphomet Sam wanting you. Check out the resemblance with the pentagram in the middle, the general face structure, and the goatee.
Now, what did he do? Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, and made known to them the metals and the art of working them, bracelets, ornaments, and the use of antimony.
Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig.
Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig. Gaman að hitta þig.
I'm gonna hit a pig.
Gaman að hitta þig. 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 Gaman að hitta þig.
En þú?
En þú?
Gaman að hitta þig.
Gaman að hitta þig.
Förum.
Dude, let's go is forum.
Förum. Förum.
Förum. Förum.
Förum.
Förum.
Förum.
Förum. Förum. Förum. Förum.
It's like she twists her tongue between the R and U.
En þú?
En þú?
Förum.
Förum. Mjög gott.
Mjög gott.
Förum.
Förum.
Hvaðan ert þú?
Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú?
Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú?
Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú?
Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú?
Hvaðan ert þú? Hvaðan ert þú? Hvað segirðu?
Hvað segirðu? Hvað segirðu?
Super Earth, our home. Prosperity. Liberty.
Hi there.
Democracy. Our way of life.
Oh, hello.
But freedom doesn't come free.
No! Sweet liberty! No!
He basically taught everybody to kill each other, lust after each other, blow each other up, which you'll see in a minute, and root cuttings, which is basically like DMT, ayahuasca type ceremonies.
Also, amongst seducing, weaponry, and killing, there's an interesting phrase that he taught the use of antimony, which is not to be confused with antimony, which is a paradox. So this side trail real quick, what is antimony? After some research, you'll see a bunch of stuff, but basically I found the thread. It's basically the most explosive element on Earth. Super violent explosions, and I researched further. Check out the most explosive thing in the world. Azide. Totally has to do with antimony, and appears to be named after Azazel, who taught the explosions and the use of antimony. This connection with antimony in the Book of Enoch, aside from weapons and explosives, really ties in with elements in the periodic table. And where did it come from? Who taught us it? Uses of elements that are hidden, or uses that we don't know, or elements that they don't tell us about. Anyway, let's explore some possible sites for Dudael. Let's check out the Eye of the Sahara, known as the Richat structure. Anomalous concentric circles that are found nowhere else on Earth. Some people speculate this could be the Atlantis location, but a mysterious clue in the Book of Enoch says the cauldron of God, which is the meaning of Dudael. We're going to come back to this. One avenue I'm exploring, which doesn't mean it's my final decision, is a volcano, which are really mysterious. When exploded, are fallen angels released? Why is it so rare and weird plumes form? Bad health effects and weird things happen on Earth afterwards. Moon disappearing, weird heavenly order stuff, past mysteries, displacements, plagues, and lava having to do with hellfire. Kind of sounds like the Lake of Fire. Underground lava network tunnels, and Tartarus. Plug on my Tartarus Marine Kingdom video. Also obsidian, a powerful gemstone, is made from lava. Legends of dragon and dragon colonies associated with volcanoes. Boiling cauldrons of lava, connected to the underworld and underworld prisons. What the heck are volcanoes? Some sort of spiritual tech for sure. Also, this idea of cauldrons, let's take a look at craters. All over the world, aside from the Middle East, in Australia, Germany, Colorado, and everywhere, are these craters really springs of the deep? Most of the flood came from inside the earth when God opened the fountains of the deep. Check out this picture of a crater and a geyser. Is this what these meteor crater sites really are? One theory worth exploring. Imagine boiling chemical mud flood liquid coming up from the fountains of the deep during the flood. Moving on to another theory. Are these really meteor sites? Aside from no meteor remnants, look at the angle. It's all straight on. It's never at a skid. There's no skidding or angles. It's just straight on impact. Also, how many have been found all over the world? 180 known. How many fallen angels in the Book of Enoch? 200. Could these craters be fallen angel landing sites, literally fallen from heaven? Falling or shooting star tie-in, literally cast down fallen angel sites or something related. 180 known and 200. Also, Ezekiel 31 is a fascinating chapter that ties in giant trees, and even seems like there's a cryptic thread of fallen angel beings talking about the garden of God and comparing trees to beings. Kind of fascinating. Back to the text in the fallen angel location hunt. It says covered with jagged rocks. How about buried meteors? Energy readings and anomalies. Underground magnetic anomalies such as Bullfrog Ranch. Could these be fallen angel burial rocks? Or what meteors are? This also ties in with the idea that viruses come from up there. And a lot of scientists think that viruses come from asteroids or meteors. It has to do with fallen angel tech and whatever these things are, wherever they're coming from. They're probably coming from storehouses. The Lord has storehouses full of things like snow, sleet, hail, and other things. Probably meteors that are encoded with info for this simulated holotech environment. Also, this is a cool glimpse into the Heaven Society. Hunger Games style, from outside of the sim, they're sending objects into the sim that are encoded with information or could help or hurt. In the book of Revelation, an angel throws something like a fiery mountain into the sea. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And it has a lot of effects on the earth. Also, a meteor kind of sounds like a fiery stone. Speaking of that storehouse for fiery stones, is this also another passage from Ezekiel where he talks about Lucifer walking on the fiery stones and being allowed to do so? Did he have access to these storerooms? Back to the Earth realm to investigate more phenomena such as desert glass. Desert glass is formed from instant heat and impact. Moldavite is believed to come from meteors. A meteoric gemstone that is also believed to be fallen angel crown, possibly. Smashed on impact and scattered. Believed to have powers. Future video plug on objects that are believed to have supernatural powers. Moldavite is a super rare and sought after gemstone, and most of it online is fake. Made from transmutation, heat, and impact, definitely something from up there. Likened to a nuclear war force. Real Moldavite is only found in Czechoslovakia, by the way. It's not easy to find, and it also kind of makes me think of the Thanos stones. More ancient spiritual objects infused with supernatural powers.
I am a high-level military liaison between the Pentagon and NASA. I'm here as a anonymous whistleblower to tell everyone that what happened on April the 8th was not an eclipse. What happened on April the 8th was called Project Pegasus. It's been in the planning for years. What occurred, if not an eclipse, since the moon was beside the sun during it and not crossing it, and also it's for both in Pisces. The whole thing is ridiculous, and that's how much credit the government gives all of you, because they'll do something that blatantly wrong, I mean inaccurate, just impossible, and yet they know that Americans, they'll be called conspiracy theorists if they even bring it up. So they do it, and they don't even care. Okay, so what did they do if there wasn't an eclipse? The biggest thing you have to realize is the coincidence, which was no coincidence, of CERN being turned on that day.
It is near impossible to explain or understand for most of us, but monumental nonetheless.
CERN was turned back on that day, and immediately after it was turned on, this is what appeared in the sky above CERN in Switzerland on the 8th. A literal portal was created above CERN, and this was actually predicted, which is one reason why it was filmed by many people who were in the know. But ever since they discovered the Higgs boson in 2012, the God particle, that's when all of this contact began to occur.
Using a particle accelerator, believe they have found the subatomic particle known as the Higgs boson, otherwise known as the God particle. Here you have it.
Because this whole thing of Project Pegasus was about CERN. Through its experiments with the God particle and particle acceleration in general, they achieved quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is a phenomenon when, by working at the quantum level and getting to the true
Are you ready?
Incredible energy of particles once they combine or collide. There was something that occurred where the quantum entanglement manifested in a being emerging from another dimension, another alien being that emerged. Through that, this was a couple years ago, through that introduction, through that communication, 3 governments got involved in a negotiation that occurred in a very bizarre way, because it didn't actually happen in person. I'm not going to waste time explaining how the negotiations happened, but between Russia, China, and America, they dealt with this species, and this species offered a deal. And the deal was that we would be given something if they were allowed to come here to Earth and basically set up a secret base. What did we get, and what's their secret base about? Okay, I'll just quickly tell you. What we got was AI. Think about it. Didn't AI emerge out of nowhere in 2023? And didn't it emerge, not just out of nowhere, in an incredibly mature, sophisticated level of complexity that kind of makes sense for a new technology? And even now, 1 year into it, a year and a half into it, whatever we're at, it's getting scary what it can do. I mean, it's indistinguishable from reality in some cases. Okay, so that's where we're at 2 years into AI, and that's because AI, like a lot of our technology, like the microchip and other things that we got from Roswell and the Grace, this is another technology from another higher level species. And let me just add this, for those who think that AI is about making funny pictures or interesting videos and stuff, sure, it can do that, and that is the consumer-facing end of this technology. But if you knew the intent of AI in terms of how it will impact your everyday life, very soon, you might take a gun to your head and blow your brains out. It is that radical of a shift. What the government intends to do with this shiny toy called AI. So that's what we got. In return, they got basically the southern half of Antarctica, below the South Pole. And that is what, well, let me, first things first, what the hell happened if not an actual eclipse? Well, a couple things. Number one, they required, in order to do this, and when I say do this, the event to happen on the 8th was the alien species coming through to our dimension. In order to come through, they required a few things. Number one, they required loosh. What is loosh? Loosh is the energy expended and exhibited by human beings when they are collectively excited and focused on something, like at a rock concert or during church or something like that.
Oh, it's emotional. I can't explain why, but it is. We had tears, we had screams, we had fireworks.
So by having so much of the planet looking up at a certain time of day and everybody giving their attention and their emotions to it, which, by the way, if you watch some videos, you had newscasters crying.
It just took my breath away, the whole thing.
That was a bit odd that they were crying, and the reason they were crying was because it was an incredibly emotional thing, because the aliens made it so. The aliens made it so because the energy created or received from the loosh, and again, I've defined what loosh is.
Whoa, look at that! What's that all about?
That loosh energy, coupled with the energy of the sun, allowed them at the time of the quote-unquote eclipse for their mothership, which is what that circle was. It wasn't the moon. Their mothership came out of nowhere, entered into the area of the sun, stopped. Did you notice how it stopped for an inordinate amount of time in the center when it should have been continuing at the very slow crawl rate that the moon typically does. Well, it didn't. It stayed there for a bit of time. And that's insane, okay? That's another blatant giveaway. And again, the government thinks that no one's going to notice, or if they notice, they'll be branded a conspiracy theorist, and they don't care. So they just allowed it to happen. This ship basically connected with the sun at that moment and got an incredible amount of physical energy required for them to enter through the dimension. Coming in from a no dimension takes an incredible amount of energy. The sun and our Lush did that. At that point, the ship went around the back of the sun. Did you notice that we didn't see anything depart? It just sort of disappeared into the sun. Well, it kind of did. It went around to the back, and it all actually docked there where it is at this moment that I speak. What happened next? Well, from that energy, from that Lush, from that focus, from that also that actual hydrogen-based nuclear energy it got from the sun, it was able to send a massive amount of ships and individuals of their race to the Earth into an area just north of the Antarctic base that they're going to take over. The waves, if you look at the waves stuff, the things that happened on the wave map during that time, okay?
April 9th, 2024, the day after the solar eclipse, something terrifying lurked off the coast of Antarctica. Radar systems detected a monstrous wave anomaly, an area larger than Texas with 80-foot waves. The anomaly moved up towards South Africa. At the same time, Cape Town witnessed a horrifying sight. The ocean receded dramatically, as if dragged away by some unseen force. Beaches were left exposed, waves vanished. What really happened? A glitch in the system? A creature? Or something yet to be seen?
And
you have received $40,000 in your fucking Chase Bank checking account right now.
Well, I think it's because of the plus
I
sign.
might lose my job. Stop talking, please. Don't speak a single word.
So this is our guy. And I'm sure you get those calls, emails, and text messages all the time from scammers, and I bet it pisses you off and it annoys you. It annoys me too, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to pretend to be an 80-year-old grandmother and take this scammer to the greatest lengths of anger and frustration that he's never seen before. And on top of that, I'll use my skills to reverse connection to his system and tell him exactly where he's located.
Hello?
Is this Narendra Singh from Rajasthan? You're at the Crown Royal Hotel? Oh. If you wanted to see one pissed off scammer, then you've come to the right place. Let's get into it.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hi, ma'am. Sorry, we disconnected somehow.
What in the heck happened?
I don't know. I was trying to call you, but your call is like not ringing on. So do one thing, ma'am. Just minimize this notepad and you have a cancellation form on your screen.
These guys are PayPal scammers, and once they've connected to my computer, they're going to have me connect into a fake refund server or banking portal. They use a bunch of different terms.
So all I want you to do right now is sit back and relax. And if you would like to go and have a glass of water or a coffee or something, you can do that.
Well,
because
this
this will
point,
take 5 to 10 minutes of your precious time.
It's been a long day, I'm not going to lie.
No problem. You can have a glass of whiskey. And do you do online banking only on the computer or on your phone as well?
I do it on my computer.
You're going to receive a form on your computer screen right now.
6 I just got my hands on what is unequivocally the most insane firsthand evidence that I've seen yet of what's going on with the sun. I want to clear a couple things up really quick before I show you all. This came from a very, very close friend in Arizona. They just sent it to me. You'll see some of the timestamps, and I trust them with my life. So if you trust me at all, I'm telling you all, this is real, this is authentic, and I'm just gonna show you what was sent to me, okay? So here's the first video. Take a close look at the refracting light. It's even more prominent there. Now I'm going to show you guys a still shot of that refracting light right now. And then he also sent me a couple of pictures. Here are the pictures.
Oh, I know why. That's probably better, huh? Yeah, it was. My Discord's starting to go crazy. They keep adding a bunch of Iceland people to my group. I have to switch it between this one and this one, depending on what I'm doing in the morning.
Now, if you zoom in really closely on that picture of the sun being white, you start to see some strange things. So what I did was I went into the native editing option that's within the photos on an iPhone, and I made a few changes to the settings. I'm gonna show you in real time me making the changes to the settings, so that if you've got any pictures of the sun that have been taken anytime recently, maybe you can try the same settings and see what you come up with.
I started doing the same thing using Deadly GRP. And once I add you as a friend, I could bring you into that private chat with all the Icelanders. They're also in the server chat, but
I'm not telling you all what to think. I'm not even gonna me making the changes. Okay, so here's the first video. Take a close look at the refracting light. It's even more prominent there. Now I'm going to show you guys a still shot of that refracting light right now. And then he also sent me a couple of pictures. Here are the pictures. Now, if you zoom in really closely on that picture of the sun being white, you start to see some strange things. So what I did was I went into the native editing option that's within the photos on an iPhone, and I made a few changes to the settings. I'm gonna show you in real time me making the changes to the settings, so that if you've got any pictures of the sun that have been taken anytime recently, maybe you can try the same settings and see what you come up with. I'm not telling you all what to think. I'm not even gonna tell you what I think that is. I want you all to use common sense, and I just want you all to understand this isn't a conspiracy, because I'm not telling you what to think. I'm showing you pictures and video that were just sent to me that are real and authentic. You can go out and film and take pictures of it yourself to see for yourself. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not sharing any of this information to terrify people, scare people, get them to be concerned or worried about what's taking place. I just want to remind everyone, the King of Kings, our creator, is sovereign. What that means is sometimes he uses some very diabolical people on this earth to do some very diabolical things, all for the purpose of fulfilling his plan, his prophecies, and his promises. Bottom line. So we need to rest assured and unafraid in his love, in his promises, and in his safety. It is what it is.
Holy smokes, you're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson connection. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of terrified. I think this is gonna be the last day that I cover it, because we're getting close to something that is very dangerous.
Diddy has found his way into the most insane controversy of his career so far. This time, he is being accused of being involved in the of the biggest superstar this world has ever seen. That's right. Rumors have it that the music mogul might also be connected to the death of Michael Jackson. I know it sounds crazy, but Candace Owens has come forward with proof that connects Diddy to the mysterious death of Michael Jackson. What shocking evidence has she come up with this time? Let's find out. But before we start, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. All right then, let's get into it.
Diddy lawsuit is absolutely crazy. Full stop. What if I told you guys that it is about to get even crazier, that there is directly a link to